Welcome back to Backroom Convos. I'm your host at the most, Lesego M, report, aka Shoot Your Shot, and maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like Cairo. Listen, if you are a fan of porn, stay tuned because you might like what we are cooking. It's a Monday. It's a Monday movie review, so we're doing a different review on a different Monday. If you are new to this podcast or this particular segment, we review movies based on the following criteria that we have on the podcast. I hope you are doing great in this wonderful Monday. I don't know if we should do Monday motivation for the week. You do let me know in the comment section, and please do not forget to follow, like, and subscribe to get a notification for each and every time we drop a new episode. So I'm your host, Lesego M. So the following breakdown is for the Monday movie review, rather. So we're just going to do the introduction, which is introducing the movie. Well, this is for all the new people who've just joined us. I'm not going to do any spoiler alerts, but I'm just going to give a brief summary of what the movie is about. That we are covering on this week's episode. We are going to look at the acting and the character development. We are going to look at cinematography and direction, which is like storyline highlights, framing, and special effect, and assess the director's approach to conveying the story. Then on number five, we have screenplay and dialogue. So we are going to assess the quality of the script and dialogue, mentioning outstanding moments and outline if outline moments that resonate. So number six, it's soundtrack and scoring. So soundtrack scoring, the same thing. It's the music that's being played on the background is or whatever that's happening. It might be an action scene, it might be a horror movie. So the scoring is the music, the soundtrack that is used behind to enhance the storyline or to who supports the storyline sonically. I don't know if that makes any sense. If it doesn't, do let me know in the comments section, and I'm happy to break that down further for you. I'm your host, the most, the Sako M. Daddy, what he poured on the Monday. I almost said Monday morning, but it's in the afternoon on the 18th of November 2024. How are you? I know a lot of people are done writing. Some of them are going home. I'm speaking about university students. I don't know. High school, are you done? Are you not? Do let me know on the comment section. Number seven is cultural and source. Or it's cultural or source social relevance. Okay, cultural and social relevance. What a mouthful. So yeah, we are going to discuss that. For those who want to know what cultural and social relevance is, we'll be discussing how the movie relates to the current events, social issues, or cultural theme. I don't think it does, but we'll get to talk about it. Stay tuned. Maybe you might find Uguti, the further we break it down, there is like social relevance to it. So personal take, highlights, we are going to mention the characters, the favorite scenes, the lines. Is it thought provoking, engaging, or entertaining? We'll discuss that later on in this episode. It's a 15-minute segment with Lesego M. Do let me know what you think about some of the episodes we released the last week. Yesterday, I had an amazing Sunday. Was playing soccer. I didn't do anything much, but just to like de-stress, play a lot of soccer. Got to look at some of the guys that I really like in the football scene. Shout out to a guy by the name of Podolski. That guy is amazing. So going back to what we're talking about, which is Monday movie review, we are reviewing this movie called. Can I get some drum rolls? I don't know if you can hear me, but those were my drum rolls. So the movie, according to IMDb, it's rating 8.1 out of 10, which is not bad. And Rotten Potatoes, they're bad streaks. They gave it an 82 out of 100. So it's a good ranking. So Google users gave it a 93% out of 100 for a TV show. So I'm going to give you a brief description of what the movie is about and what the movie is. Not really a movie, but it's a TV series. Like I said, it's a TV mini series that was released 2024 on the 7th, if I'm not mistaken. It was released on the 7th of November 2024, which was last week. The name of the TV series you're talking about is The Day of the Jackal. So The Day of the Jackal, this is the summary that I'm gonna give you. It's an elite sniper, a monster of disguise, and a highly trained killer. The Jackal is an assassin, code carrying out hits for a fee, calling an action calling following an attack on a high profile case and notorious politician. He is offered a a riskiest job yet, one that could pay him enough to leave this life for good. But his work has attracted the attention of Bianca, a tenacious British intelligence officer whose world-class expertise in firearm make her the ideal candidate to hunt him down. What follows is a thrilling cat and mouse chase across Europe as the Jackal works to carry out his new mission while being pursued by Bianca. However, as the hunt continues and as more casualties caught in their crossfire, it becomes clear that there may be other forces pulling the strings as both Bianca and Jekyll's personal life clash with their jobs. They risk everything, push themselves to the limit with disastrous circumstances. Do let me know if I broke it down the way you would like to, and if you do have a skill of like reviewing, give me tips on how I should maybe present this better, because you see I'm fumbling and there's like filler words in between what I'm saying. So yeah, man, do let me know what you think. So the director of the movie we are speaking about, which is The Day of the Jackal, the director of it, it's Brian Keck, Anthony Phillipson, and Paul Williams Hest. Yeah, is it Paul Williams Hest? Yeah, Paul Williams Hest. So the genre of the movie is action, drama, and spy thriller. It was originally, well, it's under the network Sky Atlantic, which was also released under Peacock in the United States. So Sky Atlantic is from the United Kingdom and Peacock is from the United States. I don't know if it's in Netflix because I use the legal site to watch it. The name of the site is Gujarat. For those of you who are interested, go look it up there. So there are some other movies that are interesting. The Agency as well is some is similar to the one that I'm talking about. Is the Black Dove Cross, the Madness, which were all released this year. Do let me know if you've watched all those movies. So yeah, man. Do let me know. Did you find the movie interesting? Or you haven't watched the movie, and if you have, what were like your highlights? I know they might be different to what my highlights were of the movie, but I'm not, as I said, I'm not going to spoil it for you. So I'm just going to speak about the acting and character development. I like it. As far as like character development, I got to the assassin. You get to know and understand him better and better, and even like the story of Bianca, the MI6 agent who is hunting him down. You get to learn both their stories and how different and similar they are at the same time. Kuti, they both have families, but they each working for like different entities. But it's so interesting because the element of family, it's the commonality between the parties involved, and there's just a lot that's going on in between from both ends, like with the family, Bianca with the family, the husband having to move out with the daughter, and this side, the cold-blooded killer, the sniper, is also facing challenges of his wife snooping around, finding all these things in the house. Like it's so interesting in that world. So because his cameras, he's able to see. So I really liked it. I really liked it. It was well developed. It's relatable. People going through your stuff and they find what they're not supposed to stuff. They're looking for something to hurt them. That's why they say, Kuti, sometimes when you go through your person's phone and like you're looking for those texts and you find them, and it's like, where were you going from the start? And it's the type of thing. Guti, he opened up his office, he went through things she wasn't supposed to go through, because she thought he was cheating, but he was not cheating because he's trying to hide what he does to him to keep them safe. I think from where I stand, I haven't really grasped the full storyline because it's still a new series, and I'm hoping to see more and more fire and action within the movie. So yeah, do let me know. For character development and acting, I give it a 10. Like it's an easy 10 for me. Like the fact that I was able to finish 4 episodes should tell you something about the movie. For that, I give it a 10. Cinematography and direction, amazing. The lighting, the storyline, like everything makes sense. Ooh, okay, like, ooh, like you understand that I like it, the effects, special effects that we used when the guy was practicing how to shoot the new weapon he had, I'm like, oh, like the framing, the special effects that we use to make sure we see the message that they are conveying, it really gets to us in the most easiest. Like the format must be easier for us to to grasp, and like the way they conveyed or they relayed the message to us, it was amazing. I really appreciate the directors for that. I really appreciate the directors for that, and for that I give them a 10. And yeah, do let me know what you think about what I just spoke about, which is acting and character development. I did cinematography and direction, right? Which speaks on the director's end. So the screenplay and dialogue, I think it's amazing, right? I think the dialogue is amazing. We can relate to those moments when your partner, there's conflict of interest between work and your family. And there's a quote that I heard from someone who would say, when you pass when you pass away at your work, they put out a post the following morning saying there's a post of this person we're looking to replace, or like a position for this, for this, there's a slot for this position in our company. We need someone to replace this person. And with your family, they'll forever miss you. Understand? So like as far as like prioritizing, you're prioritizing your job, whilst when you die, it's easier for them to replace or put a post the following day after your death. Life moves on for them, but the people who carry it on their soul, it's your family. So learn how to prioritize. So it speaks on that a bit. So like a part of me relates. I relate to the message, and I fully understand it, and I'm like, yo, like this is it. You understand? From both parties involved. I'm like, that's why, like, in this particular series, I don't really have my favorite. Maybe the assassin is, but I don't really have my favorite. But I like the storyline, the layout. You don't have a villain or a super villain within this, because you the moment you start to understand the background of that particular character, you fall in love. And by the time you go back, there's that other one, Oil Ring. They start to cover his story and they're developing the character. You're like, oh, like actually this person isn't like really the baddest person, because they have a family, they have kids, they have, everything intact. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, do let me know if you've watched the movie, and do you agree with my ratings? Do let me know in the comment section. I am your host with the most, the Lesego M. Video report, aka she just shot it. Maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like Cairo. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to get a notification for each and every time we drop a new episode. Number five, we are talking about screenplay and dialogue. We'll be analyzing the quality of the scripted dialogue, mentioning outstanding moments or lines if they resonate. Right. So I don't have a stand. Well, I do have a do. Like you see, the first episode ever that was released, the first person that he assassinated. That for me, I was like, "Ooh, this guy is the real deal." Because I was like, how? Like that for me, it stood out for me. I think that was a selling point, a unique selling proposition, a USP. I think they call it in business. It's a USP, unique selling proposition. I think that sold me. Within the first episode, I was like, oh, okay. I want to see where they're taking this. I want to see where they're taking this. And I didn't get to see the second, kill. Can I say kill for the audience? I don't know. But I can't say though, if I can say kill, they give me an appropriate word to use so the people can grasp what I'm trying to push out. Like give you a review of that. So that was the moment that stood out for me. Or I don't really have a specific line, because the assassin doesn't really speak much. So do let me know, what is your favorite standout moment or line that resonates. So the soundtrack, I give it a 10. I give it a 10. Screenplay and dialogue, I give it a 10. The soundtrack, I think with as far as like, I used filler it. I think as far as like the soundtrack and scoring, I didn't like the way I was so focused to it, the way the movie, or well, the TV series was pulling me. I didn't even get the opportunity to like listen to the soundtrack and be like, yeah, this the sound. But for the fact that everything was in sync, I give it a 10 as well. I give it because everything. I didn't have a moment there. But the music doesn't sync with what they're doing, or the moment, or like for the fact that I was tuned in from episode 1 to the episode 5. So that should tell you something about the scoring or the soundtrack of the particular TV series. Do let me know. Have you watched it? Do let me know in the comment section. So the cultural and societal relevance, I think I did speak on the conflict between two families, them the people that we are speaking about being Bianca and the sniper, they're working too much and they have families and they prioritize their jobs over their families. And it resonates. The reason I say it resonates because there are people who prioritize their jobs over their families. And you know, there's a saying, God forbid, Uguti, sometimes when the person passes away, they replace you the following day, whereas your family will forever miss you. You know, so they'll carry that the entire life. So if we had a dad who was always working, dun, 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 your family gets to live with that. That's why, like I'm saying, it's a social relevance to like the parallel of people who work hard and the priority is more work than family. You know what I mean? So if you do argue, you want to argue with the facts or you want to add on, do so in the comment section. I'm your host with the most, Lesego M. They already report, aka Shoot Your Shot, and maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy, like Kairos. So I think, as I said, Guti, number 8 is personal take and the highlights. I think throughout I did say, Guti, if we were to look at 3 different tiers from engagement, is it thought provoking? Is it entertaining? For me, like I do have the favorite scene, which is like the scene that kicked off the first episode of the first season. I'm like that kill was like spot on. It was the like USP, like it was the unique selling point for me. I'm like this sold me to this particular series, you know. So how I got introduced to it, I think I was watching a TikTok from someone and I bumped through as I was scrolling. I was like, I need to check it out, and I checked it out. Really like it. Character, lines, and scenes. I think they killed it. It was engaging and it was thought provoking. It was entertaining. I was on my feet the entire time. So like for overall, I give it a 10 out of 10, man. Out of everything. Do let me know of your rankings on the comment section. I'm your host with the most, Lesego M Data Report, aka Shoot Your Shot, and maybe you might get a chance to call me Daddy like Cairo. What's your favorite scene? Do let me know in the comment section. Do you need a word of the day? I don't have a word of the day, but I'll give you this. Use what you have until what you have gives you what you want. I'll repeat. Use what you have until what you have gives you what you want. What you want. Have a lovely day. The song of the day is Makubenjalo by Nia Pearl featuring Kabza De Small, Stakev, and the musical chef. The song was released 2 years ago and currently sits at 1 million views on YouTube alone. So the look, obviously, the song was released under New Money Gang Records, Makubenjalo, featuring Kabza De Small, Stakev, and the musical chef. You know, do let me know what you think about the song. That's the song of the day. I haven't finished. The book of the day is still the Atomic Habits. You know, I'm still by James Clear. I'm still not done with the book. I'm still reading the book, trying to get through it before the end of this year. And if you are done with the book, what's your take about the book? Let's discuss it. It's the book club, baby, with Lesego M. Daily report. So do not forget to follow, like, and subscribe, guys. I really enjoyed the episode, the Monday episode. What are some of the episode or series or movies that you'd like us to review? Do leave a comment. Then I'll get through all your comments and pick one, give it a watch, and give you my rankings and give you how I rank it. And yeah, and we'll compare. Give me your rankings. Let's make it interesting. Give me your rankings. I'll give you my rankings and how. And if there's a lot of differences, We'll get to meet within the podcast. You get an invitation to come through the podcast, speak about our differences, your perspective, my perspective, and see if we can get or like we can, strike a common agreement to put it from this angle. I was looking at it from this angle. The reason I did this is because of that. Da 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 da. Do let me know. I'm your host with the most, the Sucker M Data Report, aka Shoot Your Shot. Maybe you might have a chance to call me Daddy like Kyle. Please do not again forget to follow, like, and comment to get a notification for each and every time we're dropping new episode. It was a pleasure being with you for this afternoon. Have a lovely, lovely, lovely afternoon. Cheers.